Get ready to dive into the world of some of the heaviest hitters in MMA. From Cody Garbrandt to Anthony "Rumble" Johnson, these fighters pack serious knockout power. Let's celebrate their explosive fighting styles and the thrilling moments they bring to the octagon. Cody Garbrandt. Cody Garbrandt, you've got to love the way this guy packs a punch in the UFC bantamweight division. When it comes to hitting hard, Cody's right up there with the best of them. He's got a real knack for finishing fights with either a TKO or a knockout, and he's done it 9 out of 10 times. One thing that sets Cody apart is his hand speed and precision when he's throwing those strikes. It's like watching a master painter at work, except he's painting a picture with his fists. You can see the determination in his eyes every time he steps into the octagon. Now let's talk about his last fight against Takeya Mitsugaki at UFC 202. It was an absolute thriller. Cody wasted no time and went all in right from the start. In the very first round, he unleashed a barrage of punches that left Mitsugaki in a world of trouble. The referee had to step in, and it was game over for Mitsugaki. Cody won that fight by TKO, and it happened so fast you could barely blink. Watching Cody Garbrandt fight is like watching a fireworks show. He's got that killer instinct, and he's not afraid to go for the finish. When he connects with those punches, you can feel the impact through your screen. It's the kind of excitement that keeps us MMA fans coming back for more. Cody's journey in the bantamweight division has been nothing short of spectacular. He's proven himself as a force to be reckoned with, and every opponent knows they're in for a tough night when they face him. His record speaks for itself, and it's a testament to his skills and determination. As fans of MMA, we can't help but admire fighters like Cody Garbrandt. He's got that warrior spirit, and he's always ready to put on a show. Whether it's with his blistering hand speed or his pinpoint accuracy, Cody's got what it takes to be a true star in the bantamweight division. So, here's to Cody Garbrandt, the heavy hitter in the UFC's bantamweight division who leaves us on the edge of our seats with his electrifying fights. We can't wait to see what he does next in that octagon, because one thing's for sure, it's going to be a knockout, Conor McGregor. Conor McGregor, man, he's a beast in the UFC's featherweight division. When it comes to throwing punches, this guy's got some serious power.
Alvarez getting loose, getting better here in this round, though.
Oh, man.
Until that.
Oh, he's done. He's done.
History has been made!
He's known for having some of the heaviest hands in the game. You remember that fight with Jose Aldo, right? It was epic! McGregor knocked out the former pound-for-pound #1 and former UFC featherweight champ in just 13 seconds flat. It was like a lightning strike, and bam, Aldo was out cold. That's one of the quickest knockouts in UFC history, and McGregor did it in style. But that's not all. Before that, he took on Chad Mendes and Dustin Poirier, and let me tell you, he finished them both. McGregor doesn't just win, he wins by knockout. His punches are like sledgehammers, and when they land, you know someone's going down. And speaking of Nate Diaz, McGregor had a tough loss against him, but he didn't back down. He came back for a rematch at UFC 202, and it was a war. This time, McGregor got the majority decision win. It was a close fight, and he showed he could go the distance and outpoint a tough opponent. McGregor's not just a fighter, he's a showman too. His trash talk and charisma make him a fan favorite. When he steps into the octagon, you can feel the excitement in the air. He's got that X factor that draws people in. So Conor McGregor, he's a force in the featherweight division. He's got knockout power like no other, and he's proven himself against some of the best in the game. We can't wait to see what's next for the notorious one in the world of MMA, Dan Henderson. Dan Henderson, man, he's a legend in the world of MMA. When it comes to knockout power, this guy's got it in both his fists. I mean, seriously, he's known for finishing fights with just one punch, and that's no exaggeration. Remember that fight with Fedor Emelianenko? Fedor is considered one of the greatest heavyweights of all time, but Henderson's crazy power put him to sleep. It was a jaw-dropping moment in MMA history. Dan Henderson's right hand is like a wrecking ball, and when it connects, it's lights out for his opponents. His last fight against Hector Lombard at UFC 199 was another example of his striking prowess. In the second round, Henderson landed a massive shot that knocked Lombard out cold. It was vintage Henderson, and the crowd went wild. That's the thing with Henderson. You never know when that big punch is coming, but when it does, it's pure fireworks. Dan Henderson's not just a power puncher, he's a warrior through and through. He's been in the game for a long time, and he's faced some of the toughest fighters out there. He's got that old school toughness that fans like us love to see. And let's not forget, Henderson's also a former 2-division champion in Pride FC, one of the most prestigious organizations in MMA history. He's a true pioneer of the sport, and his knockout power is legendary. So Dan Henderson, he's not just a fighter, he's a knockout artist. His fists are like hammers, and he's used them to take down some of the best in the business. We'll always remember the H-bomb and the excitement he brought to the octagon. Dan Henderson, you're a true MMA icon. Mark Hunt, oh man, he's a powerhouse in mixed martial arts. When it comes to hitting hard, he's up there with the best. This guy's got some serious knockout power, and he's known for those walk-off knockouts where he just knows he's finished his opponent. You talk about the UFC heavyweight division, and you can't skip Mark Hunt. He's been in there with some of the toughest dudes, and he's put a bunch of them to sleep. I mean, when he lands one of those heavy shots, it's like a wrecking ball crashing down. Sure, he's had some losses, but let's be real here. Those defeats have only come at the hands of champions in the heavyweight division. Mark Hunt doesn't back down from a challenge, and he's fought the best of the best. Now let's talk about that fight with Brock Lesnar at UFC 200. It was a big deal, and Mark Hunt showed his grit. Although he lost that one by unanimous decision, there's more to the story. Later, it came out that Brock Lesnar had failed his drug test for banned substances. That doesn't take away from Hunt's toughness and determination in that fight. Mark Hunt is a fan favorite for a reason. When he's in the cage, you can expect fireworks. He's got that Kiwi warrior spirit, and he's earned his place as one of the heaviest hitters in the MMA world. So, Mark Hunt, he's a legend in the heavyweight division. His knockout power is the stuff of legends, and he's proven himself against some of the biggest names in the sport. Win or lose, he's always ready to throw down, and that's why we love watching him do his thing in the octagon. Mark Hunt, you're a true MMA warrior. Anthony Rumble Johnson. Anthony Rumble Johnson, man, he's a beast in the UFC. When we talk about heavy hitters, this guy's at the top of the list. His recent fights have shown that he can turn the lights out, and he doesn't just do it standing up. He can do it on the ground too, using ground and pound to finish his opponents. That's something you don't see every day. Let's talk about his last loss, which was against the UFC champion, Daniel Cormier. It was a tough fight, and during that battle, Anthony Johnson sent Cormier flying across the octagon with a powerful overhand right. That right hand of his is like a missile, and when it lands, it's good night for his opponent. Even though he lost that fight, he showed his incredible striking ability. But let's focus on the positive stuff. His last win was against Glover Teixeira at UFC 202, and it was nothing short of spectacular. He knocked Glover out in just 13 seconds in the first round. I mean, 13 seconds. That's lightning fast, and it's a testament to Rumble's raw power. What sets Anthony Johnson apart is that he can finish fights in the blink of an eye. When that cage door closes, you know you're in for a wild ride. He's got that explosive style that fans like us crave, and he delivers every time. One thing that's unique about Rumble is how he can unleash devastating ground and pound to seal the deal. It's not just about striking, he's got the whole package. He's not afraid to take the fight wherever it needs to go to get the job done. So, Anthony Rumble Johnson, he's a true knockout artist in the UFC. His fists are like sledgehammers, and his ground and pound is relentless. Win or lose, when Rumble steps into the octagon, you know someone's going to sleep. He's a fan favorite for a reason, and we can't wait to see more of his explosive fights in the world of MMA. Anthony Johnson, you're a beast. These fighters, from Cody Garbrandt to Anthony Rumble Johnson, light up the MMA world with their incredible knockout abilities. When they step into the cage, you can bet on fireworks. As MMA fans, we can't wait to see more of their explosive fights and jaw-dropping knockouts. Keep bringing the heat.